Preface. Money management does not have to be a complicated issue if an individual applies the right strategies. The spending options are ever increasing than ever before, and the available payment methods are on the rise. One can now pay via various means like the internet, pre-authorized withdrawals, debit card, credit card, check and cash. Individuals use money differently, which is a reflection of individual priorities and values. Be that as it may, whatever an individual decides to do with money today will have an impact on his or her future, an impact that can be positive or negative. This fact necessitates the need for proper money management to have a better tomorrow. Money management enables the individual to take control of money today to make life more livable tomorrow. Special attention must be given to where the money is coming from and where it is heading. This is the very first step in the direction of a financially secure tomorrow. What is money management? It simply means paying close attention to money being made and how it is being used. The information in this text will open the eyes of the reader to effective money management. By the end of this text, the reader would have become a better personal finance manager. The information here will delve into budgeting and its importance. It is a well-known fact that proper budgeting helps to assess and manage money flow. This text will equally consider credit use and borrowing. Both of them play very important roles in the process of money management. After going through this text, you will start seeing personal money management as a means to preparing for a better financial future. While the information in this text may not cover all the facts you need to have regarding money management, it will set you on the path towards recovery if you have not been managing your finances properly till date. While we do not recommend that you focus on the information revealed in this text only, we advise that you take every bit of information here very seriously. It can differentiate between a financially stable future and financially unstable one. Introduction. Money management refers to the process of investing, saving, budgeting, spending and overseeing in the use of cash by an individual or group of people. Money management can be personal or it can be handled by a professional who helps an individual or group of people to make investment decisions for a large fund pool. Very good examples of these are pension plans and mutual funds. Money management can equally be referred to as portfolio management or investment management. The idea of money management does not concern only professional money managers. Every individual should also be involved in personal money management. Every individual should also be involved in personal money management. This phenomenon is so important to the extent that many professionals have come up and are involved in various aspects of money management, like consulting, in-depth estate planning, and passively managed mutual funds. Mutual fund. A mutual fund is an aspect of money management in which many individuals, desiring a stronger financial future, are engaging today. It is a form of investment vehicle comprising a pool of funds contributed by several investors for investment purpose in money markets. In money market instruments, bonds, stocks and several other securities. It is operated and managed by money managers. They help the contributors or investors to invest the capital to get income and capital gains for the investors. The structure and maintenance of a mutual fund portfolio are designed to match the investment objectives of the investors. Thanks to the mutual fund, small investors can easily access the investment benefits of several securities, like bonds and diverse and professionally managed portfolios of equities. Each of the shareholders in a mutual fund will participate in the gain or loss of the invested fund in proportion to what each of them has contributed. Managed account. Another form of professional money management scheme is called managed account, which is more or less an investment account owned by an investor and controlled or managed by a money management professional who has been hired for that purpose. While mutual funds belong to several individuals, managed accounts belong to just a person seeking to make gains on investment. It is personalized and tailored to the specific requirements and needs of the owner of the concerned account. In a managed account, the account manager may hold title to property, cash, or assets on behalf of a client. The manager is concerned with the buying and selling of assets without giving the client a prior notification about these transaction decisions, which is not necessary if the money manager is acting by the objectives of the client. The manager is expected to act in the best interest of the client, since managed account involves fiduciary duty. If not, the manager can face criminal or civil penalties. An investor can diversify his or her portfolio by going the way of both mutual funds and managed accounts. Mutual fund involves managing pools of money by a professional manager, while managed account involves the manager purchasing physical shares of securities on the fund provided for that purpose by the investor. The holder of the said account can decide to sell them off when he desires. He only needs to give the fund manager the instruction to do this. While managed account can be done according to individual preferences, the same does not apply to mutual funds, which is an indication of the investment objectives and risk tolerance of many investors. Owners of mutual funds owe taxes, unlike that of a managed account, which can be managed in the most tax-efficient manner by the fund manager. In mutual funds, the shareholders do not have any control over when gains are realized on the capital, unlike what obtains in a managed account. The activities of fund managers, either in mutual funds or managed accounts, are monitored by the Division of Investment Management, which is one of the branches of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This body is responsible for supervising the investment management industry in the country. They monitor the activities of investment advisors, securities research analysts, professional fund managers, and also monitor investment funds. Thanks to the Division of Investment Management, the interest of the individual investor is well protected. The division sees to it that retail investors get proper disclosure in any investment choice they make, like exchange-traded funds and mutual funds. Lesson 1. Financial Fitness Test. Before we go deeper into money management, let us assess your present money management endeavor. You cannot properly understand where you are headed if you do not know where you are coming from or where you are at present. Are you presently doing a good job in managing your finances? Is your spending out of sync with what you earn? Take some minutes to go through the financial fitness test below to determine your present standing. First, do you take longer than necessary to pay your bills? Second, are you spending more of your income to offset your debts? Third, do you have to offset debts with money initially billed for other expenses? Fourth, do you pay only the minimum amount as interest on your credit card and loans monthly? Fifth, are you over the limit or at the limit on your credit card? Sixth, are you paying for things bought previously using your credit card or borrowed money? Seventh, do you pay your bills using your savings? Eighth, have you been called recently by a collection agency as regards your overdue or outstanding bills? Ninth, did you have to put off buying your prescriptions or visiting the dentists because of your inability to afford these health services? 10th, will you experience financial trouble immediately if you or your spouse becomes jobless today? 11th, do you have a proper record of how much money you owe? Your financial fitness is determined by how many of the questions above to which you provide a yes answer. If you score first 0, it means you are healthy financially and sensible about the use of credit card, saving and proper budgeting. However, some more helpful tips will be revealed in this text to strengthen your financial position further. Second, 1 to 2. It means you are also in a good financial state, but you need to pay more attention to your financial priorities and budgeting. It means you must avoid impulse spending and also watch over your credit use so that it does not get out of hands. Third, 3 to 6. It means you are on your way to financial trouble. It means this is the time to start controlling your spending and preparing a budget on all your earnings. This is the time to hide your credit card and put an end to every unnecessary spending. These changes you are making must remain until your answers to the questions above change from many yeses to many nos. Fourth, answering yes to 7 or more questions from above means you are already in a very serious financial trouble and you need help fast. You need to draw up an urgent budget, calculate your spending and compare the result to your income. After this, you need the help of a financial counselor to help in identifying the areas where you have the problem. The professional can help you prepare a workable plan towards financial recovery. Now, do not expect an immediate result, but the result will come over time if you are consistent. The end point is satisfaction, peace of mind and financial security. The sooner you get across to a credit counseling professional, the better for you. How to control your finances. New furniture, restaurants, exotic cars, electronic gadgets, new clothes, holidays and several other temptations are rife today. They are all militating against financial security and stability. Aside from these not-so-necessary sources of spending, the necessary ones are also rearing their ugly heads, like replacing or repairing a damaged watch, buying books, taking kids to the zoo, replacing the kitchen wallpapers, paying school fees and fixing the roof. Other essentials are credit card debt reduction, paying down the mortgage, and so on. The temptation to indulge in extravagant spending seems to overshadow the voice of reasoning prompting you to save for the future, making savings somewhat difficult to carry out. Depending on options like borrowing against the equity in the home, personal lines of credit and credit card are not helpful in the least. It is very important to get your financial priorities right and also know your financial worth so as not to have a problem financially. By drawing up an accurate financial picture, you can easily plan for the future. Some may have an inborn skill regarding money management, but those who happen not to have such innate skill can always learn about it. The information in the remaining part of this text is designed to teach you what you should know about proper financial management and planning. Lesson 2. Budgeting. Budgeting stands for an organized method adopted in finance management. The budget can be complicated and can also be simple. With the help of a well-prepared budget, you can have a clear idea of where your money comes from and where it goes in the way of expenditure. The budget can also indicate when the money is expected to come. A budget should change in accordance with your financial circumstances. The flexibility of a budget makes it more applicable to your financial situation and management. Why you need a budget? If you work hard for your money, you will have a natural tendency to want to make the most of every dime you earn. With the help of budgeting, you can easily achieve several short-term and long-term goals. Some of the short-term goals are paying off a credit card, taking a course and paying monthly bills. On the other hand, some examples of long-term goals are holiday expenses, wedding, paying for education, buying a car and buying a home. Budgeting helps you to make complete control of your financial affairs. As a result, you can have more confidence for the future. Is budgeting for everyone? Yes, everyone should be involved in budgeting since it is the key to your financial control. With the aid of a well-prepared budget, you will have an idea of where you are standing financially and also where you are headed. It is not advisable to hand over the budgeting to another person. Sit down and get it done by yourself. You should not be the only one involved in budget preparation. Encourage your kids to also engage in it. Exposing them to the importance of budgeting at an early age will help them to realize the value of achieving their personal goals and the importance of saving. How can you introduce your kids to budgeting? Teach them to budget on how to buy a pair of rollerblades, a mountain bike or a new comic book. They will get to understand the value of savings and money. As a result, extravagant spending will not be traceable to them when they grow up. Understanding your values as an individual will help you to make appropriate financial decisions. You need to set your priorities right based on your values as an individual. This is also very important when you are assessing your spending habits. It will help you to think deeply about your spending habits and prompt you to reduce your future expenses. Goal setting. Budgeting is a form of goal setting. It will help you to acquire those important things that you may not have otherwise. It is important to get every member of your family involved in goal setting. How can you start setting realistic goals? List all your plans for the future, say the next 3 to 6 months or the next 1 or 2 years. Among the goals listed, you should pick out the ones that are more important and focus on them more aggressively. You can then consider the other constituents of your goal list after accomplishing the more important ones. While working towards achieving your goals, you can start considering those conditions and circumstances that may prevent their achievements and change such conditions. How to budget. You can make your budget short-term or long-term. You can make it on a day-to-day, week-to-week or month-to-month basis. You can successfully paint an accurate picture of your financial future if the budget is prepared to detail. While the daily or weekly budget may seem too frequent, a monthly budget will do just fine as it saves you time from repeating the same process every week or every day. However, the frequency of your income can determine the frequency of your budgeting. If you get paid once in a week, for example, weekly budgeting may be the best for you. You can either write down your budget on a sheet of paper or input it in a spreadsheet on your computer. You will find Microsoft Excel to be useful for this purpose. Never delay regarding budget preparation. In fact, the best time to start preparing your budget was yesterday. What are your sources of income? When preparing a budget, you need to calculate available income determined by your wages after deductions, like a tax. Also, consider the various sources of income you have, like investments, interests, bonuses or commissions, alimony, child support, social assistance, social security, rental property income, pensions, tips and salary. You can find the average of all your incomes and use that in your calculation if your incomes are irregular. When dealing with regular income, on the other hand, do not add overtime pay to it since it is seldom consistent. In fact, it is not safe to include it at all in your budget calculation. It can, however, be regarded as a sideline source of contribution to your financial goals. What are your expenses? Another important consideration when preparing your budget is where the money you receive as income is going. You can only determine if you are spending wisely or not by first determining where your money is going. The various forms of expenses to consider when planning a budget are: first, fixed expenses. These are fixed bills you have to pay every month or year. Good examples are savings program, taxes, payments on credit cards and personal loans, appliance and furniture payments, car payment, fees for education, insurance and mortgage or rent payments. Second, variable expenses. These expenses do vary from one month to another. You also have some measure of control over them. Good examples are money for miscellaneous expenses, pets, babysitting, recreation, personal care, gifts and contributions, household supplies, vacations, club memberships, long-distance telephone calls,